You are sitting in the first-class lounge at Heathrow, staring at a blinking cursor. You've spent the last 45 minutes drafting, deleting, and redrafting a single paragraph of text. You are desperately trying to find the precise, flawless logic that will finally make him understand your pain. You believe that if you just articulate your boundaries perfectly, he will suddenly transform into the partner you deserve. I am here to deliver the clinical truth. He will not. And your staggering intellect is entirely useless here. You cannot outsmart, outstrategize, or outcommunicate a nervous system that believes it is fighting for its life. You are a high-functioning architect of your own professional reality. You manage millions in revenue, yet behind closed doors, your emotional interface is a chaotic disaster. You are paralyzed by a man who cannot even offer basic consistency. You tell yourself this intense emotional whiplash is passion. You call it a profound connection because the highs are so intoxicating. It is not. You are caught in a shadow bond. You are continuously attracting emotionally unavailable partners because your internal wiring demands it. You possess the self-awareness to know this dynamic is toxic, yet you lack the strategic framework to sever the tie. You are paying a karmic debt, and until you diagnose the root cause, you will remain a hostage to your own nervous system. Today, we are going to deconstruct the exact mechanics of this addiction. We will look at the karmic relationship signs that prove this is not destiny, but a biological trap. Stop confusing a trauma-induced panic attack with intuition. It is time for an empirical intervention. Let us examine the biological hardware running your romantic life. You are currently operating under the delusion that your relationship anxiety is a personality flaw. It is not. It is a biological hostage situation. When you engage with what we call a void partner, your nervous system does not register love. It registers a survival threat. This triggers a violent biochemical cocktail that our Luho neural engine identifies as the foundational circuitry of your addiction. Your baseline becomes a sustained state of chronic distress, punctuated by intermittent reinforcement. The moment he pulls away, your bloodstream is flooded with cortisol, creating an agonizing physical panic that demands immediate resolution. This is the activation of your anxious attachment triggers. Your amygdala, the fear center of your brain, completely overrides your highly developed, rational prefrontal cortex. When he finally tosses you a breadcrumb of basic validation, your brain releases a massive, euphoric dopamine spike. This is dopamine withdrawal masquerading as romance. It is a neurochemical addiction loop deliberately mapped to a profound karmic debt, designed to keep you tethered to the very frequency of rejection you have been trying to outrun since childhood. You sit in executive meetings, making high-stakes decisions with flawless execution. Yet you spend your evenings obsessively analyzing red receipts. Your cognitive brilliance actually works to your detriment here. It simply provides you with higher-level rationalizations for his inexcusable behavior. You build elaborate, sophisticated excuses for his emotional unavailability, utilizing your intelligence to maintain the illusion of potential rather than accepting the stark reality of his actions. This is a systemic failure of decision intelligence. To dismantle this cycle, we must elevate our analysis from the biological to the esoteric. We must map your karmic architecture. Your anxious blueprint operates on a deficit model, forged in early environments where emotional safety was conditional or unpredictable. Because of this, you magnetically lock onto a void partner, an individual perfectly calibrated to offer you emotional starvation. The void partner is not your savior, nor are they your ultimate destroyer. They are merely a mirror, reflecting your unhealed karmic debt. They provide the exact environmental conditions necessary to trigger your deepest insecurities. When examining the data of a trauma bond versus twin flame, the distinction is ruthlessly clear. A genuine connection is structurally sound. It operates on a baseline of consistency, safety, and mutual regulation. A trauma bond operates on emotional whiplash. You are mistaking the adrenaline of a severely dysregulated nervous system for the passion of a meant-to-be soulmate. This is the core mechanism of the shadow bond. It uses your own biological and spiritual hardware against you, forcing you to reenact an ancient, unhealed wound. You are not fighting for love. You are fighting for regulation. The Luho neural engine maps this as a closed-loop system. Your anxiety spikes, you overinvest to secure the connection. The void partner retreats, and your panic solidifies into a permanent behavioral loop. As long as you rely on a flawed emotional algorithm that equates suffering with devotion, you will remain trapped in this matrix. This architecture is not a romantic tragedy. It is a predictable structural failure. Insight without action is merely entertainment. To reclaim your emotional sovereignty, you must execute ruthless behavioral protocols with absolute, uncompromising discipline. The first mandate is an immediate and total system blackout. Cease all contact with the void partner immediately. Block all communication channels. You cannot heal a trauma bond while continuing to ingest the poison. This is the non-negotiable foundation of true narcissistic abuse recovery. You must starve the addiction. Second, you must audit your anxious blueprint. Utilize intensive shadow work not as a gentle exercise in self-reflection, but as a clinical extraction of the subconscious programs keeping you enslaved. Map the exact triggers that cause your emotional spirals. Document the physical sensations of your anxiety and separate them from the narrative of the relationship. Third, deploy your decision intelligence. When the urge to reach out or check their social media arises, and it will, you must override the emotional impulse with clinical logic. Acknowledge the dopamine withdrawal symptom, label it as a karmic debt response, and refuse the action. There is no more bargaining with your own boundaries. There is no more attempting to rehabilitate a void partner. Your energy is a premium asset, and you are currently investing it in a bankrupt connection. Shift your core operational metric from securing his validation to protecting your peace. You must strip away the romantic narrative and view this relationship for exactly what it is, a toxic behavioral loop that requires immediate clinical intervention. Force your nervous system into a mandatory reset. The internal data is clear, and the diagnosis is final. This connection is a biological and spiritual dead end. Your staggeringly capable brain has continually betrayed you to keep this toxic loop intact. But today, that systemic stagnation ends. You have spent thousands of dollars optimizing your business, your wardrobe, and your physical health. Yet, you are hemorrhaging your life force to a man who is uniquely optimized to drain it. It is time to stop guessing your energetic alignment and start calculating it. You need an empirical framework to give yourself the ultimate permission slip to cut these ties permanently. I command you to access the Luho neural engine. Go to LuhoSoul.com right now and run the $39 Soul Blueprint and Karmic Synastry diagnostic. This is not a fortune-telling exercise. This is clinical-grade spiritual strategy. The diagnostic will strip away the romantic illusions and provide you with a brutal, structural analysis of the invisible, energetic, and psychological hooks keeping you trapped. By revealing the exact nature of your karmic debt, it will force you to stop blaming the universe and start taking sovereign action. You have lived in the chaos of intermittent reinforcement for far too long. Reclaim your neurological bandwidth. Sever the energetic cord. Achieve emotional sovereignty. The link is in the description below. Execute the diagnostic. Your survival, both emotional and spiritual, depends on your immediate compliance. End the simulation. Reclaim your empire.